Hello, Miss Palmer.
Morning. How are you?
Miss Palmer,
Yeah.
my mom said I should ask all the teachers if at the end of quarantine, do you want to come to a party? Just like the teachers it's just like a little class party with all the teachers then at the end of quarantine when we're allowed to leave our house.
Absolutely.
Any suggestions on where you want to go?
That would be fun.
Deciding. We're still deciding where we want to go. Any suggestions?
Not off the top of my head, but I'll think about it. That sounds like fun. Thank you.
All right.
We're all gonna want to get out and do something. Do you guys want to hear something kind of funny?
Sure.
I got a message this morning from Mr. Tosick. Today was supposed to be dress down day at school. So Luke Hilkert and Brian Stout wore their uniforms to class today. Like there's a picture of Luke. He wore a school uniform.
Oh, so it's like opposite dress down day? It's like dress uniform. Since we could already
yeah, we've been dressing down, so they put their uniforms on. That's kind of funny. Let's look at your homework to get started. It's on page 443. You had two problems on page 443, numbers 7 and 8. All right, we're multiplying fractions. Number 7, Bernadette, what did you get for number 7? The question says, what length of ribbon will Nora use for the bow? What did you say, Bernadette?
I got 3/8.
Good. And what did you put for a label?
Wait, Mrs. Palmer, what page?
Page 443. All right, Bernadette, what did you say your label was? 3/8
yard.
Yes, excellent. Good. 3/8 yard. Okay. Number 8, how much turkey did Marlon use for sandwiches? Grace, what did you say for that one?
I said he used 7/12 pounds.
Good. 7/12 pound. Okay. And I put LB short for pound. All right, the next page, Tina has 3/5 pound of rice. She will use 2/3 of it to make fried rice. How much rice will Tina use? Grant, what did you get for number 1 on the next page?
I got 2/5 pounds.
Good, 2/5 pound. Right, we're multiplying it.
Excuse me.
Good job, fractions again. Yes?
Miss Palmer, using the chat, all Spanish, and now they're starting to do it again. And we keep asking them not to.
To do what is that?
To not keep using the chat.
Boys, no, you're not allowed to use the chat during class. Right? Mr. Gilger did put people in Tiger jail for that. Right, so don't chat during class. Number 2. Oh, no, I did Grant. Irfan, you're number 2.
The waterfall trail is 3/4 mile long. At 1/6 of the distance from the trailhead, there is a lookout. In miles, how far is the lookout from the trailhead?
Mm-hmm. What did you get?
So I got 3/24.
Good. And now, can you reduce that? You can divide both by 3.
I can divide both by 3. So then 8 1/8.
Yep. 8 on the bottom, 1 on top. Good job. 1/8 mile. Okay. Now we get to the section that says spiral review. Remember, this part is not necessarily multiplying fractions, but for us to review some of the other skills that we learned earlier in the year so they stay fresh in our minds. Number 3, would you read that one for us, Jack?
Yeah. Number 3. Hayden bought 48 new trading cards. 3/4 of the new trading cards are baseball cards. How many baseball cards did Hayden buy? I 48 over 1 times 3/4 and got
Good.
36.
Excellent. 36 what?
36 cards.
Good. 36 cards. Good job. When you did your multiplication, Jack, did you reduce here in the factors like Mrs. Palmer did, or did you multiply straight across and then reduce?
I multiplied straight across.
Okay. And so Jack multiplied straight across and then he reduced, got the same answer. So it's just like we talked about. You could do it either way. Okay. Number 4, Lily. Could you read that one for us?
I'm going to ask William what today's weather is.
All right. Go ahead, Lily.
Look outside.
So, yesterday Annie walked 9/10 a mile to her friend's house. Together, they walked 1/3 mile to the library. Which of the best estimate for how far Annie walked yesterday?
Okay, good. So this one, they're asking us to estimate. Remember when we did that? So 9/10, Lily, is that closer to 0, 1/2, or 1?
1.
1. Good. I'm going to write down a 1. And then 1/3, is that closer to 0, 1/2, or 1?
0.
I think 1/3. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of close to a half. I would give you either one, really. Okay. So if your answer was 1.5 miles or 1 mile, it's really correct. Okay. But in your answer, I want you to write like about, okay, because that way we know we're estimating. Okay. Good job, Lily. All right. So we're either going to say it's about a mile or it's about 1.5 miles. It's an estimate. So both of those are good. Okay. Number 5, Pia.
Number 5. Erin is going to sew a jacket and a shirt. She needs 2 3/4 yards of material for the jacket and 1.5 yards of material for the skirt. Altogether, how many yards of material does Erin need? I did 1 1.5 plus 2 3/4, and then I made the 1.5 1 2/4 and 2 3/4. And I added them together and got 3 5/4, which is equal to 4 1/4 yards.
Good. Excellent. I'm just writing that all down, what you said. Okay. And the answer was 4 1/4 yards. That's using a little bit of all the adding fraction skills you guys had. Okay. Had to give them common denominators, add it together, and then turn your improper fraction 5/4 into a mixed number of 1 1/4, and then add that on to the 3. So good work for that one, Pia. Oh, the last one is order of operations, my favorite kind. Number 6, Bernadette. What did you get for number 6?
I got 4.
Good. 6 times 3 is 18. 5 times 2 is 10. We're going to do 18 plus 10 is 28 divided by 7. Grand total answer of 4. Good work. Okay. All right. 5th grade, you're really doing an amazing job with fractions. I'm so impressed and so happy with the work that you've been doing. Okay, even though we're not in the classroom, your adding and subtracting and multiplying fractions has been amazing. Okay, and I'm really glad about that because it's a skill that is really important for you to master to like continue to do well as you take math all the way through, you know, 6th grade and algebra, geometry, pre-calc, trig, calculus. If you can work with fractions, it just makes it that much easier. Okay. We're going to look at the next section. We're not going to be multiplying them the same way we just have been. We're thinking more about comparing them. I did put a video in your Google Classroom for anyone who wants to watch it, particularly for Lily, that has to do with the models of this. If you look on page 445 and 446, they're going to show you how to do this with models. Okay, we're not going to do that in class, but if you would like to look back and go through those pages, the video will walk you right through it, and that's in your Google Classroom. Together, we're going to start on page 447. Okay, so turn to page 447. And what we're talking about today is we're looking at multiplying fractions, and we have to think about, is our answer, the product, going to be equal to, greater than, or less than like what we started with? Okay, so let's look at number 1. Number 1 says 4 times 7/8 will be blank 7/8. You have to either say equal to, greater than, or less than. Okay. This is really easy to do even without the models. They're showing you how you can make the jump there. 7/8 4 times. Okay. And is it greater than, less than, or equal to 7/8? So your answer for that is greater than 7/8, right? Because it ends up at, looks like, about 3.5. Basically, the only thing you need to know about doing this, okay, so I'm going to write down that problem. 4 times 7/8. The question said, is it less than, equal to, or greater than 7/8? Okay, here's all the instruction you really need. So we're talking about, is it greater than, less than, or equal to this number here, 7/8? If the number you're multiplying by is 1, then it is equal to, okay? So if I say 1 times 7/8, and I ask you if that's less than, equal to, or greater than 7/8, I look at what I'm multiplying 7/8 by. If it's 1, then it's equal to. If it's something like 4/3 times 7/8, okay? If I did 4/3 times 7/8, and I want to know, is it equal to, less than, or greater than 7/8, I look at what I'm multiplying it by, which is 4/3. That's a number bigger than 1, right? 4/3 is 1 and 1/3. If I multiply by some number bigger than 1, I end up with a greater than. It's going to be greater than 7/8. And if I multiply it by something that's less than 1, like 1/2 times 7/8, then it's going to be less than 7/8. Okay? So if you multiply a number by 1, it's going to be equal to the number. If you multiply it by something greater than 1, your answer will be greater than what you started with. If you multiply a number by something less than 1, it'll be less than what you started with. So our problem says 4 times 7/8. All right. Is our answer going to be equal to, greater than, or less than 7/8? Jack, what do you think?
Greater than.
Greater than, right, because we're multiplying it by 4. So for number 1, you can fill in greater than. If the question were a little bit different, if that question said, will 4 times 7/8 be blank 4? If they were asking me if it was going to be less than, equal to, or greater than 4, I would say, okay, I'm multiplying 4 by 7/8. 7/8 is smaller than 1, so that would be less than 4. So it's going to be less
This
than
is
4.
page
Greater than
447.
Number 1, we just filled in and it's greater than.
Yeah, no.
Okay, good. Number 2. All right, let me pull up my list of you guys again. Number 2 goes to Grace. Okay, Grace, number 2. 3/5 times 2/7 will be blank 3/5.
Will be less than.
Good. Number 2, less than. All right, because what are we multiplying 3/5 by? 2/7, and 2/7 is smaller than 1. All right, number 3. It's going to Grant. Grant, 5/8 times 6 will be blank 5/8.
Greater than.
Good, greater than, because we're multiplying that by 6. That's greater than 1. So we're going to say greater.
You know, this is easier than it looks.
Right? Okay. Number 4, Irfan. We're still doing the same thing, Irfan. So 7/8 times 3/5 will be blank 3/5. Irfan, you have to unmute.
Sorry, it will be greater than 3/5.
All right, look at the number you're multiplying 3/5 by, though. What are you multiplying it by?
We're multiplying it by 7/8.
Good. Is 7/8 less than or greater than 1?
Well, then a 1 is a full 8/8. So I
Right.
guess it's less than.
Right. So if it's less than 1, our answer will be less than. Okay. So 4 will be a less than. Number 5, Jack. 7 times 9/10 will be blank 9/10.
Greater than 9. Greater than.
Yes, greater than, because 7 is greater than 1. All right. Number 6, Lily. 5 times 1/3 will be blank 1/3. And Lily, you'll have to unmute too. Lily, you with me?
Yes.
There you go. Okay. What number did I say, Lily? 6? Okay. What do you got?
It will be. It'll be greater. No, it'll be less than.
All right. What are you multiplying 1/3 by?
5.
Is 5 less than or greater than 1?
Greater than.
Yep. So then your answer will be greater than. All right. Number 7, Pia. 6/11 times 1 will be blank 6/11.
Equal to.
Yeah, equal to, because we're multiplying it by 1. All right. There's a few problem-solving problems below doing the same type of thing. So let's take a look at those. Let's look at number 8. It says Peter is planning on spending 2/3 as many hours watching television this week as he did last week. Is he going to spend more or fewer hours watching television this week? So whatever it was last week, we're multiplying it by 2/3. So we have to think, will that be less than, equal to, or greater than? Bernadette, what do you think?
I think that will be greater than.
So we're multiplying whatever the number was of hours. We don't know. We'll just call it hours. We're multiplying by 2/3. Is 2/3 less than or greater than 1?
Greater.
It's
No.
going to be less because if you have to look, if the number up top is less than the number in the bottom, then it's less than 1. All right. So
Okay.
2/3 is less than 1. Think of it as like 2 out of 3. So it's less than. And then if you had 3 out of 3, it would be equal to 1. And if you had like 4 out of 3, it would be greater than, because you have like the number on top's bigger. Okay. So for number 8, if we multiply by 2/3, it'll be less than. So we're going to say fewer hours for that answer. They say, is it going to be more hours or fewer? And we'll write fewer hours because it's less than. All right, let's look at the next one. Mrs. Rodriguez has 18 packages of pens in her stock at the store on Monday. Tuesday, she has 5/6 the number of pens she had on Monday. On Wednesday, she has 2/5 she had on Tuesday. How many packages of pens does she have? Oh, this one, it does say go deeper. So this one's going to be a little bit trickier. It's not just a less than, greater than. They want to know how many pens. Basically, you have to take 18 times 5/6 times 2/5. I'm going to have you guys go ahead and do that problem, and we'll take a look at it. We're going to do 18 times 5/6. This one's kind of interesting because I want to show you, you can multiply 3 fractions straight across. You don't have to do it in 2 separate times. You can multiply 18/1 times 5/6 times 2/5. And I see I have a 5 on top and a 5 on the bottom, so I'm going to cross those off to make life simple. Cancel them out. And I have an 18 up top and I have a 6 on the bottom. I'm also going to reduce those to 3 and 1 because I like to make my life really simple. And now I can just multiply all straight across the bottom and see what I get. All right. So she started off with 18 packages. How many does she have on Wednesday? And Grace, did you finish that one up?
Yeah,
What did you get?
I got 6 packages because that it would be 6/1, but that's just the same as 6.
Good. 6/1, which is 6. Okay. Good. Let's look at number 10. It says Ariel goes running for 5/6 of an hour. The next day she runs 3/4 as much time. Does she spend more or less time running the second day? All right. So this is one of the ones we've been practicing, just a more than, greater than, less than, equal to. If we're multiplying it by 3/4, is that going to be less than, equal to, or greater than? And Grant, you're up.
Less than.
Good, less time, because we're multiplying it by 3/4, which is less than 1. So we're going to say less time for that one. Good job, Grant. Okay. So I'm going to give you some problems like this to work on before I see you next week. On page 449, 2 through 8. Those won't take you long because they're less than, greater than, or equal to. Are you okay, Grace?
What?
Are you okay? I thought you fell off your chair.
Yeah.
Did you? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to find my headphones.
All right. Alex, you just joined us. What happened to you?
My internet was being really funky on me.
I thought you were like the first one in
Nothing was
class,
working.
and then it said on my end there's a problem with your connection.
It kicked me out. Yeah, I lost connection. I just got back. My internet was like being horrible.
Okay. Your homework is
What was
page
homework? I didn't get to see that.
All right, it's page 449. 2
Yeah,
to
what's
8.
homework?
All right, if you pin Mrs. Palmer, you'll be able to see the board pretty well. Okay, 449, 2 through 8, and 450, 1 to 6.
Oops, sorry.
Also, remember, if you want to watch the video to see how
What was
to
Spanish?
do this section with models, you can watch the video in your Google Classroom.
And what was Spanish?
Have a good day, guys.
And you said 449, 2 to 8, and
Bye.
450, 1 to 6?
Bye.
Yes.
Guys, what's Spanish?
Hello.
I don't really
What pages
know.
were they again?
Do you mind showing me the pages again, Miss Palmer?
You need to see the pages again?
Yeah.
There you go. Can you see 'em?
Irfan, we miss you terribly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know. By the way, Miss Palmer said she would like to come. And also, I don't know if Miss Lip said she would come, but
Mrs. Lips is a party animal. She's coming.
Okay. I still have to ask Miss Letzel and Mrs. Zimmerman.
Everybody's coming, Jack. Right, Mrs. Palmer? This is
Absolutely. Can't wait.
what? Yeah, see? You got to invite everybody.
I will.
Irfan, tell your mother I miss her.
Okay, I will do. I also really miss you guys too.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye, Mrs. Palmer.
Bye.
Bye, Irfan.
Bye.